I've started to pay attention to my recovery because it's really grief when you get betrayed or something, there's a grief process that you have to go through.
Hi, I'm Dan.
And I'm Can.
And this is the Dan and Can Show. Brought to you by Tiny Dan and Giant Can. You need to sit
invisible
closer.
Can.
Otherwise, you're going to keep blinking out like that.
I am. We'll see if I sit closer, then I'm huge.
That's
Whatever.
all right. It's just the way our cameras are set up. We'll fix it once we get into the new room. So that'll make everything so much better. So, well, we've had an interesting couple weeks, haven't we? That expression says it all. So we are in our new format here. We've been wanting to talk about just life in general, how we're dealing with different things and whatnot, and how done you and who have you. And just sharing what we go through so that maybe it can help someone else out, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's kind of like how people listen to what life is like for Christians, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're just doing the opposite. We're showing what life is like after Christianity. What does life look like? How do we handle situations? How do, because sometimes Christians also accuse us of living like very sinful lives. And when they can peek behind the curtain, we can let them see like we live very ordinary lives.
Yeah.
In not much different than them.
Nope.
Except for funner.
Yep.
More enjoyable, more peace and love and joy.
Peace, love, and joy. So we're going to get into that a little bit today. But before we get into the topic, let's get to know Dan and Can a little bit here. Okay?
Okay.
So we'll start with a couple questions. Can?
Okay.
First one, what's a family argument you still laugh about today?
Are you talking extended family or like you and I? And
it don't matter either way.
These questions, Dan, I'm not a fan. Let me see. Do you have something in mind?
Extended family would be the bitter baked potato battle.
Oh, goodness.
Where my family was on vacation. And we weren't even there for that one, were we? Or were we?
I think we were, yeah. I think we were there for both of them.
But my dad he cooks all the meals on vacation, and every meal has fried potatoes. So of some sort, whether they're fried scallop potatoes, fried French fried potatoes, fried whatever. It's in butter, oil, or whatever. And my sister suggested, well, you guys go ahead and do that, but can you reserve one of the potatoes and I'll just have a baked potato? And a fight and battle ensued.
Oh, maybe we weren't there for that.
Yeah.
I don't know that we were. Yeah. Keep going.
Because he was like, I make all these dinners and you're not going to. She's like, you can still make what you want. I just wanted to have something a little different, maybe not so oily.
I wonder if he felt like, is that something like a fight his parents would have or something like that? It's such a weird thing to explode over. Your dad, okay. I rarely see your dad show any emotion, but when he does, it's
for later in the episode, because this will be something that'll come up again.
Okay,
why it explodes.
Your dad, it's like he's suppressing his emotions all the time.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
my whole family is.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think of one?
I guess the one time that we were, we didn't get very many like fun foods when we were kids. We ate cornflakes with dry milk mixed with water poured on our cereal. It was disgusting. And every once in a while, this was when my parents started to get a little more money. And mom would go to the store. She'd get fun things like those fun packs of puddings,
Mm-hmm.
And we really weren't supposed to eat these things unless we were taking them to lunch in our lunch boxes. But probably shouldn't say names. Can you edit that out? My brother was going to look for one and thought my sister had taken one. He sees her going down the stairs. So he runs after her down the stairs. She says she doesn't have one. She hides it under a blanket in the laundry room. He's accusing her of having a pudding. She denies it. I just hear them yelling. I'm like upstairs. I hear them screaming about something. And then he pulls back the blanket. There's a spoon and the pudding. And so she couldn't deny it anymore. And it was pretty funny. I thought it was funny. I was just like, he's like, look, he's so angry. And I'm like, it's just a pudding. Yes, you caught her red-handed. He said another name. Sorry.
Yeah, you just want me to work more and more.
I'm sorry. I don't want you to work more. I'm trying to be good.
Trying to get to bed early now, but now I'll be up editing names out because you keep dropping. It's going to be a tough one for that. Anywho. All right. Next one. What's your weirdest family tradition you grew up with?
I guess you might say putting numbers on presents, on Christmas presents.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Yes.
We weren't taught anything about Santa Claus. So to make it fun, my mom put numbers on the gifts. And we still do that with our kids because I think it's fun. And it leaves an element of surprise.
It does.
So
I can't think of anything because we didn't have a whole lot of traditions.
Are you kidding? You guys have way more traditions than my family has.
But I'm trying to think of a
you
weird
make that
one.
You make that bread every year.
Yeah,
you always have a Christmas Eve party.
What's a weird one?
We're so traditional. I don't know. You have any weird ones because you are very. Oh, I will say taking your little teddy bear. He's in that room with you, Fozzie. When you go fishing, he's in there somewhere. He's laying right on the table, I think. There he is. We still have him.
50 years old, Fozzie is.
Sheesh. He's 50. Aw.
Yep.
Do you feel warm and snuggly when you see him? Do you have memories flashback?
I remember Foz, yeah.
I know, but do you have memories when you hold him or you touch him?
No.
Aw.
But he was my little teddy bear my parents got free from a bank, I think, for signing up for a checking account.
That's so adorable.
So, but he was
that isn't really a weird. Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah.
You probably didn't have any weird ones. You guys were very traditional.
Yeah.
You know, my family, that's probably the only tradition we have. There's probably not any others.
All right. If your family had a catchphrase, what would it be? I think ours would be, did you see the game?
Oh, God, yes. Boring.
What'd you think of the game?
My family's catchphrase would be, have you heard about Jesus? Just kidding.
Pray about
something
it.
along those lines. I'll pray about it. What can I pray for? What can I pray for you for?
Have you heard the good news? Jesus saves. All right, we'll move on then. Which family member would you at least want to be stranded on an island with?
Well, my oldest sister. That's the only one I would want to be stranded on.
No, the least likely to be stranded on.
Oh, the least likely to be or to want to be?
We'll to not want to be. We'll skip over this one.
we know full well I would not want. You and I know.
What's one thing your family fought about that's absolutely did not matter? Potatoes.
Yeah, yours is potatoes. I've already cheese. Your parents had a fight. These are the only fights I know that I've ever seen your dad. Your mom gets mad at all sorts of things.
Yeah.
She's a petty little bitch sometimes. There's just little things that if she doesn't like something, it's going to get said behind their back. Period. Yeah. Your dad, he just doesn't have any emotions. He's very.
Yeah.
I think you're a lot like him. Yeah. You're getting more comfortable with that range.
Mm-hmm.
But he is definitely the stuff I see him have strong emotions over, or have both been those things, two things over food, which it was really weird things about food. And then I've seen him cry after his mother-in-law's funeral.
Yeah.
That is the only emotion. I've seen him laugh and be happy.
Yeah.
And he's just, part of it is he's a simple guy. But yeah. So I guess for you, that would be for me. What was the question again? Is that
What's one
surprising?
thing your family fought about that was absolutely did not matter?
We thought about if me and my sisters fought a lot over clothes. I would get mad at my sisters for wearing my stuff.
Yeah.
Without asking. That would really, really piss me off because they'd lose it or it'd get ruined, or it wasn't clean when I wanted it clean. So mostly I think we fought over clothes, but I think it was commonplace for sisters to fight like that at that time.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Probably still. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't know. We don't have two girls living in the house at the same time anymore.
That's
or
for
two
sure.
sisters. Yeah.
But we have two siblings that fight about everything else. So who's the more
they get
spoiled?
along sometimes too.
Who's the more spoiled?
Yeah, they do fight over who's more spoiled. They each claim it's the other.
And they're both spoiled. So, anywho, can you see a theme that we're going on here today?
Oh, I kind of have a hint of what you're doing.
Yes. So family is a fun little thing to do. And on this, like I said, we're going to try to incorporate some of our personal things that we do, the good, the bad, the difficult, the struggles. And through deconstruction, this last couple of weeks is kind of a picture of our deconstruction and the outcomes of it and what it's caused and everything else. Where since we jumped out and became more authentic to who we are, the people we want to be, it's caused a lot of turmoil with the people that should technically love you unconditionally.
Yeah, or who claim to. I mean, I don't know if they should. Obviously, I would say yes, but you can't really say whether that is absolutely true or not, that we're supposed to love each other unconditionally. But if you claim to love somebody unconditionally and then you don't, that's the shocker, right?
Yeah. And you have this. So that's happened in deconstruction. When we went through it 12 years ago, it's giant wedge was put in there and character didn't matter anymore. And honestly, some character assassination started at that time, where lived experience, everything that these people knew of us that was up to that point didn't matter anymore. Now it was all, well, you're not Christian anymore. So that changes everything. And it shouldn't have, because we didn't change really a lot of our personality, our character. We just let our true character, well, we did change it, I guess, but we let it come out more and we were more authentic.
I guess our character changed in ways that they didn't like because we were exploring new things like colorful language. You know, we were not spanking. We were, at first it really wasn't that stuff.
No.
At first, it really was just a difference in belief that caused all the turmoil. And it was all about whether Jesus was coming back or not. Does that really matter? Why all of a sudden I didn't think that was something that could split you, because we were taught at that point, you just have to believe Jesus died for your sins. Yeah. That's all we had to believe. And then all of a sudden it was like, no, and you have to believe he's still coming back in the future. Like they were adding to it right away. We're like, okay, there's other things that we're supposed to believe, right? Yeah. I think actually before it got to that point, I was starting to question where we were with the gospel with that group. That was the rule you weren't supposed to break. You weren't supposed to question the faith. You weren't supposed to doubt. And we did. But we weren't even doubting the core of the thing. They didn't. No, at that time, you can't disagree with. It's almost like you can't disagree with anything, or they'll split. Yeah, yeah. And you see that with churches all over. Oh yeah, but it's annoying. In that process, in our process of deconstructing and moving on for 12, 13 years, we started seeing what was supposed to be this perfect
family set, follow these rules, follow all this, and this, follow these biblical tenets, and the family will be perfect throughout. But because of this deconstruction, it started exposing things. And we started seeing more dysfunction and started seeing more manipulation tactics. And we started perceiving it more when you started studying in hypnotherapy and started seeing some of the terminology and the mental aspects of things as you're studying the mind. And we started, hey, okay, we're noticing this now. Oh, this is what this is. So you started seeing manipulation and narcissism and all this starting to come out of this idealic way of living, the nuclear family. And it really just exposed how weak the structure was. Because if one little dissent sent everything into chaos, how strong was it really?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if it's necessarily strength. It's just you're showing kind of what your house is built on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's even a parable that I think Jesus uses it about the sand and building it on the rock, right? And if you think about sand, that's really what Christianity is built on.
Mm-hmm.
Evangelical Christianity, all of Protestant Christianity is built on this for sure. And I would claim also Catholicism, because there's like a lot of different rules that get added, and the Pope can change his mind, right? I mean, does that happen sometimes? I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
In Mormonism, I've heard them just like, oh, you can't wear these, and then all of a sudden, decades later, yeah, you can wear them. So it's kind of crazy like that, right? And evangelical Christianity is no exception to this rule. But I think what you're exposing is not the weakness of the foundation of it. I think instead you're just what it's built on. It's built on sand. It's movable. It's not steady. And we're looking for certainty for us in Christianity, our certainty was in this belief system.
Yeah.
And now in deconstruction, there is some certainty for me. And the certainty for me is simply that I am experiencing existence. I'm existence in some way, right? It's very hard to break that foundation.
Yeah.
You cannot disprove to me, I don't know how you could, that I don't exist, right? So since it's built on something just really solid, that's why in deconstruction you can allow for a lot of diversity, or at least the way we believe. We can tolerate a lot of diversity. The only thing I couldn't tolerate probably is if someone said, you don't exist.
Yeah.
I would struggle with that, right? But in Christianity, or what we were in, it was just built on sand, constant moving parts that you never knew. It caused so much conflict because we were shifting out of, when one piece in a family shifts, the whole family will shift too. So they had to shift because they saw us differently. Now, notice in your family that hasn't really happened because we've never really talked deep. And we still don't.
Yeah.
So there isn't much shift in your family. You notice that?
Yeah.
That's just occurring to me how interesting that is. In my family, there's been tons of upheaval.
Yeah.
I'm sure your family is like, what the hell is going on in that family? Because they don't know a lot.
I think some of it, if you compare Catholicism to evangelicalism is very much on the forefront and very vocal about family, and nuclear family, one man, one woman, kids, everything like this. And this is their banner that they hang in. This is what they want, and they put it out there. So with that being the case, that it's such a badge of honor that once that gets shooken, whereas in my parents in Catholicism, it's like, whatever, family's important, but it's not this tenet that we hang our faith upon.
Well, can I ask you something? Pause you there for a second. In Catholicism, what was the thing that made you know that you were a Catholic? Was it just going to church? Because your parents didn't go to church for a while, or is it just what you were born into?
It's born into. You're just part
so
of the
that's
club.
why it's kind of it's more stable than all these other Protestant religions, not all of them, but as you break off and you get into non-denominational and you get all these evangelical Baptists, Southern Baptists, all these things, Mormonism, Jehovah's Witness, all of them have their own set of rules. So the more rules there are, or the more law there is, the more sin, the more easy it is to break. You know what I'm saying? So the fewer the laws, the fewer the truths, the harder to kind of, you can live there easily.
So that's kind of what we're going to get into today. And we'll see how much of the personal chaos and drama we want to incorporate of what's going on. But before we do that, let's do a cleansing breath and play a little game. Okay. To set the tone of where we may go. So in this game, I'm going to read a quote. And you have to tell me if it's a quote from a pastor or a narcissistic character on a movie or TV show.
Okay. A pastor. All right. Or a narcissistic character. So it's a real quote.
Yes.
Supposedly. Right. Okay.
Don't waste your energy on people who won't celebrate you. Haters don't deserve your time.
That was on a TV show. Pastors wouldn't say that. They don't want you to be celebrated. What are you talking about? That's easy.
Answer is Pastor Joel Osteen. Become a better you.
Now, Joel Osteen's a different one. I heard something about him not too long ago, too, that I was like, so he's teaching kind of like this love of self, but it's something different. And I'm not sure what it is.
When it's got...
That's definitely not what the kind of Christianity I grew up with at all.
No, when you got Christianity wrapped into it, there's going to be some things. It's love of self, but in the identity of Jesus, I think is what it is.
Okay. Interesting.
All right. I don't apologize. I don't look back. That's weakness.
A person that you have to apologize in Christianity. Well, they claim that. That wasn't a pastor.
That was narcissist Frank Underwood from the show House of Cards.
Oh.
If you can't get on board with the vision, maybe you don't belong here.
That's a church pastor.
Guesses on who?
Driscoll.
Stephen Furtick, Elevation Church Sermon.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Don't believe like us, you're out. That's basically what he's saying there.
I always win. That's what I do.
That's true. 47. I always win. That's what I do.
Jesus. On the cross.
No. He's up there with his arms out. I always win. That's what I do. As they stab him in the side. I don't know. I'm assuming it's a pastor by your reaction. Who?
Oh, I'm fooling you. It's a narcissist. Logan Roy on the show Succession.
Succession. Never heard of it.
If people aren't supporting your success, it's because they don't want you to rise higher than them.
Character.
Pastor T.D. Jakes in a leadership sermon.
Okay. So see how they always have this higher than them. What is the higher than them? What constitutes someone being higher or lower? Is it money? Is it character? Because a person of character is not going to be whining at some. You see what I'm saying? Like there's something weird about
materialistic.
That. It's money. Yeah, it's money and stuff.
T.D. Jakes. It's materialistic.
Probably had someone calling him out on it because they couldn't pay their phone bill.
All right. People don't really want the truth. They just want you to tell them they're right.
That is actually very true.
I know some people.
I'm going to say that's definitely not I don't think pastors are that. That's very clever.
That's a narcissist, Dr. Gregory House MD.
Yeah. Is he House?
Yeah.
Oh, so he was a narcissist in that show? We need to rewatch that. We used to watch it.
Yeah.
I think my sister's watching it again.
if you're struggling, maybe it's because you haven't trusted the vision enough.
That's definitely a preacher. Is it someone I know?
Mm-hmm.
Give me the first letter of their name.
C.
Christian. No, don't tell me. Creflo Dollar?
Yeah.
Oh, he has a special place in my deconstruction journey. He had a time where he had the Bible sitting. I just read about this. That's that letter my sister sent me that I wrote a long time ago. I was referring to Creflo Dollar in it, where I'm sitting with my Bible on my lap, and I'm watching him preach on the TV. And he says, right now, the word of God is in your lap. He was like, God is sitting in your lap. And that to me right there, like, broke a little bit of a spell, because I was like, the Bible isn't God. Like, I could not connect that. It felt so blasphemous. And that was where I was like, yeah, you crossed the line. I didn't like him after that.
Something wrong
but
here.
I didn't know what. I didn't like it.
So, all right, let's get into our topic du jour. Spend a few minutes on this. Now let's start with an old idiom. What we hear today as blood is thicker than water. And I've had that said to me by a family member.
A narcissist, to be in fact.
And in that was to be, we can't have differences. We're family. Blood is thicker than water. Well, the true idiom that was originally stated was the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. So completely turns it on its head, that the bonds that we choose to make in life, the friendships we make, the family we decide to associate with, those covenants that we consciously enter into are stronger than the bonds of DNA, of family. And we're seeing that to be absolutely
that is true. I'm seeing that family is what you make it. And that is, I would venture to say that people who are truly deconstructing are finding that out.
Yes.
That there are times like you'll post something. There are people that I talk to through comments and stuff, and I feel like I know them a lot more than I know some family members, because they put themselves on the screen. You see them talking. I know we're still wearing some sort of persona, but
Stephanie,
TikTok,
you've had some conversations with Stephanie.
Yeah. But I've talked with her off. But I'm talking about people I've only spoken with or only seen their video posts where they're.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about big creators. I'm talking about people who are just like us. We get on there, and you get on there enough times. I know I'm not the most consistent at it, and I need to work on it. But when you get on there, the more you get on there, the more you kind of act like yourself. You start to forget about the camera. You start to forget. I do find myself, I don't know, I was going to ask you this. And this is a floppy dick. But do you see yourself looking at yourself when both of us are on the screen together?
No.
Do you find yourself doing that at all?
Not really.
I find myself doing it, and it's weird.
Yeah, that's usually why my eyes
I'll glance
aren't
at myself
in the right direction. Because I'm staring right at you on the screen right now.
Okay, right now I'm staring at you.
Now I'm staring right at the camera.
Okay, that's when you're looking at the camera. Yeah. But if you're looking at me, look at me right now. It looks like you're looking away from me. Do I look like I'm looking away from you?
A little bit, but that's because the mirror's on. Anyways, technical talk.
But it was more not about technical talk. It's like my subconscious desire to look at myself. I think it's from doing videos where you look at yourself. I don't know. It's just kind of a weird thing when you're looking at yourself and talking.
Well, and that's probably some of your
psychological thing going on.
Womanness. And you're trained into being a woman. You already use the conscience.
Yes, that is true. Because I'm looking to say, do I look completely ugly? Yeah, you're right. I'm scrutinizing.
Whereas today, I think I put out a video after I got done weed whipping. And I probably had grass clippings all over my face. I was sweating. And I was like, all right, I got a minute here.
I want to be like that. I just think I do want to get there. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm more there. Like I've done videos with no makeup.
But I was never trained to be concerned. True. Actually, I was trained that looks better. It looks like you've been working hard. You got dirt on you and all that. So that's what you want to be. And it proves that. So I have it.
Well, if a woman looks like she's been working out, people will be like, oh, that looks good because she's keeping it tight. You know what I'm saying? Like she's working out.
Bit, but okay, now go get cleaned up and put on some makeup and let's.
Yeah. But I mean, and they probably want them to look cute, not the ugly workout. Like when you get done with when I was doing jazzercise.
Yeah.
And you do that for sometimes I do it 2 classes in. So I'd work out for 2 hours straight. I was like pink, all blotches of pink hair sticking to my skin. It's not attractive. I guess they don't want to see that. But that would be. Okay, stop. You're making me uncomfortable. This is cringy.
A new podcast me and my son are going to put out. There's going to be a lot of that going on.
Oh, now you plug that.
Well, we're working on it. Not a podcast, YouTube channel. Anyways,
I don't think I can handle it.
So we're talking about these family bonds and how a lot of society today wants to make this family the strongest bond between it. But you really have no choice in that. And you could have personalities that just completely differ than you. And even in your situation now, the sister that you associate closest with currently 30 years ago would be the one you least associated with.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Because your life situations were so spread apart. But things changed, and now you have some more things you can have in common, talk about. Different things have happened, different perspectives have changed. And honestly, that's the one of the few family members that said, I don't care what you believe.
Yeah.
You're still, my sister.
She's the one, actually, to be full disclosure. She is the one that when I was with more religious, one of my sisters is way more religious, right?
Mm-hmm.
We would think of the sister that I'm closest to now as kind of not Christian because she did not have a bunch of rules. Like her rules, she has less. Her rule, that she has said to me sometimes, I don't care. I don't care what you believe. I'm watching your actions. Like, how do you treat me? How do you treat others? How do you treat yourself? That's really what she's looking at. And I was like, that's really what you should do. But I was taught to just go by what they say.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point to go on here on what we've been dealing with here. Mm-hmm. Because what we've been dealing with a lot here recently, and last thing, is based on what people say and not on the character of our actions and what we've done. So we've been besmirched by individuals in the family, dragged through the mud.
You're talking about slander I mean, we have had people say terrible things about us. Yeah.
Character assassination and all that. And it's been brought up and talked about by these individuals to other family members. And some of the family members have been like, well, that doesn't check. That doesn't make sense. That's not the character of the people of them. That's not who we know Danny Candy to be.
Yes. Anybody who has actually gotten close to know us, I don't think anybody who knows us well would say that. I mean, they will concur that we are kind, loving people. Are we perfect? Absolutely not. We make all sorts of mistakes. We say the wrong things, do the wrong things. But what I'm saying is they're not going to say these people are malicious, they're hypocrites, they're liars, because we are us. I don't know where I'm not me. There might be times, how before when you're Christian, you had work Dan, church Dan, home life Dan. You know what I'm saying? You were kind of split personality a little bit. And now it's I'm me wherever I go. I'm still me. Now, am I as comfortable in every situation? No. So I might pull back a little bit or be a little more nervous in my actions and stuff. But once I get back into that parasympathetic state. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be me. And I think that we would have been in Christianity, but you never get to get into that state. You're pretty much stuck in fight flight the entire time, or in dorsal vagal, which I was talking to you about earlier. But you're not in that rest and digest state almost ever in Christianity. So it just kind of bounces around. But yeah, so I think people who know us would say that our actions match our words, right? That's really what you're looking for. That's where hypocrisy comes into Christianity. Why people look at Christians and they say you're hypocrites, because they say they unconditionally love, or they say you just have to believe Jesus died on the cross for your sins. But then they back it up with like banning you if you're in the LGBTQ community. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't match. Like, hey, I do believe this. No, you can't be a Christian and be that. Like that's insane. That's hypocrisy right there, right? But like in these family situations, we have people saying one thing with their mouth and then acting in a very different way, which causes, if you're paying attention, you to go, who is this person?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. Because they're trying to paint themselves in the light of superiority, and a lot of it's projection.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
So, when we've had family come up to us and said, hey, so-and-so saying this about you and that you're doing this. And it's like, that's funny because what they're doing is exactly what they're accusing us of doing.
Exactly. They're accusing, or they're accusing you of a much lesser form of what they are doing. Like not even a harmful form. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to like say on the air, but it's just like just something. Let's say they accuse you of, they catch you, I don't know, sitting on the couch at 2:30 in the afternoon and you need to clean your house, right? It's messy. Okay. But they catch you sitting on the couch, resting, eating bonbons, I don't know, watching TV. And they will bring that out and say, you're a lazy bum. You're no good. You don't do anything all day. You sleep all day, rest all day while your house is trashed, right? That's what they'll spread about you. While if you go to follow them day to day, they are constantly skirting their job, doing half-hearted work, trying to get more pay for less work. You see what I'm saying? Like that is the problem. Like they're doing what they were accusing you of. Like you're just taking a rest, for fuck's sake. You needed a 20-minute break and then you were going to get it all clean. Maybe you're sitting there planning how you're going to clean it. I don't know. Maybe you're not feeling good, but they just catch you. And usually you stay on top of your shit, but they, on the other hand, don't. They have people doing stuff for them. It's almost always projection. I don't know if it ever isn't.
Yeah. Yeah. It says more about who they are than anything else. At least that's what we found out in our situations. Like, oh, okay, so that's the person that they are,
Well, isn't that true about even, I don't like to make this political, but let's make it political for a second. 47 is saying like these people are a danger while he's doing dangerous things to our Constitution and our liberties, right? When these other people, what's the danger? Oh, they're here without all the proper paperwork. So you can call them criminals when they're really, it's a misdemeanor. It's a small crime, right? While you're over here a convicted felon.
And pedophile.
And a pedophile. Yeah. Like it's like, that's
in a rapist.
That is, he was not convicted of the P one, but yeah, you're convicted of these crimes. So it's by far bigger what you're doing, and it's harmful to others. Is it harmful to others that you're sitting on the couch at 2:00 or whatever, and you haven't cleaned the house, but you usually do, and you'll get it done? No, it could be a one-time thing. Maybe it's once a week. I don't know. Is it harmful that other person is trying to get other people to do their work and claim the same amount of work to get paid the same amount and is arguing, trying to get more pay while they do less? I don't know. That could be harmful to the company. It could be harmful to other employees because they're having to pick up the slack, right? So that's hurtful to others. Do you see what I'm saying? It's really based on that. Like what you do, does it hurt others? Are you hurting yourself or are you hurting others? Like that's Anyways, sorry, that was a side tangent, but
No, you're fine. You're still in the pocket. So, yeah, it just causes so much. And it's I'm trying to dance around this. I don't know how much you want to get into.
Are you talking about what happened this week?
The details of it in the last 3 weeks. I mean, there's been so much manipulation and
like I feel
backdoor
what happened to
maneuvering
us.
On.
I don't really want to say exactly at all because it's so very, very painful. And I'm not here to shame anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But I basically have been betrayed in a way that no one has ever betrayed me. Like this was a huge betrayal to me. And as someone who's deconstructed and as someone who's a hypnotherapist, so I know how the subconscious works, like I'm having to break a cycle because that's a lot of what deconstruction is you're breaking cycles, family, generational cycles. Like, did you know, I found out this week that it is in the genes, the trauma that was experienced 3 generations back. We know for a scientific fact that it can at least go 3 generations down.
Mm-hmm.
Trauma, unresolved. So that cycle, that pattern can go 3 generations at least that they've discovered. It might go more, but at least 3 generations. So we're breaking these cycles. And in this betrayal, instead of like retaliate, right? I've been trying to make different decisions because what is Einstein's famous quote? Like you know the quote, you can't get a different result. Insanity is
doing the same thing, expecting different results. Is insanity.
Yeah. Yes. And that's really kind of like in evangelical Christianity, if I was betrayed, like I have been, I would have to act like it didn't happen. Whether they were sorry or not, I would have to forgive them and forget it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I would have to just roll over and take it and be a doormat.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, a lot of us, I was 40, I think, when I heard the phrase, maybe even a little bit older, 46, maybe, I don't know, the word boundaries. Like I didn't know that was a thing you could do. Say no.
Yeah.
And so in this situation now, as someone who's deconstructing, I am catching myself. Like, I don't want to respond impulsively to this situation. I don't want to feed into a karmic cycle that somebody else has going on. I don't want to get involved in their trauma. If that's their trauma, they've got to heal it and fix it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wish ill on this person. I don't hate this person. I love them still because my love is unconditional, right? But do I trust them? No. And that would be stupid to trust them. That's just naive.
Yeah. And there's a couple of good points you made there because you're talking about cycles. And in deconstruction, like you said, we're breaking all sorts of cycles. And I think that the overview of what we're doing right now is trying to break another cycle of this.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Constant, you know, and we're in a narcissistic cycle with an individual where it's, I'm right, and you have this image of me that I don't like. And this image of me is based on all my actions in my life that you have perceived yourself, that you've been involved in. And that's all we're basing our input on this individual.
Our own perspective, which is the only way we can look at it, is from our own. I mean, we can understand and appreciate that you have a different perspective, but I cannot see from your perspective. I can understand it maybe, and I do understand it, but probably not the way you want me to understand it. So, you know what I'm saying? Or I'd have the same one.
We have a less than flattering view of this individual because of things that's been done. And
just concerning trust.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is concerning trust.
And they don't like that. So we're in this cycle of just
trusting ourselves over somebody else, really.
That
trusting our perspective is good for us.
All the drama and trauma that's been caused from this because they're not getting their way, so they're having a narcissistic tantrum and blowing up and like acting out in a certain way.
And they're just getting eaten up by it. They can't stop thinking about us.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're moved on. And then something they'll do will flare it up. And it's just like, can you just leave us alone? Like, go live your life. We'll go live ours.
Yeah.
And let's just let it be. But because that type of mental illness ruminates constantly, you know,
That's a
and
good
just
word,
being
ruminates.
understanding of that. Yeah. And narcissists and codependents become toxic together. And so that's really what we're dealing with. And
in that situation,
yeah. And it's and we're not using the word narcissist loosely, like, you know, it's thrown around quite a bit. This is it is very, very likely this person is a narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have really any doubt that this person is, but they're hard to get diagnosed because they would have to go in, and who's gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's a complicated thing. But is that any really much different than what it was in evangelical Christianity?
No.
If you don't agree with me, like, I'm going to punish him. They kind of, I'm not talking about the people I'm talking about Christians, evangelicals at least. There are probably some that I know who are evangelical that hear the things that have happened to us through the lies that are being spread, right? Some truths mixed with lies, right? There are some things that are true, and there are some things that are not true. And there are some things that are a twisting of the truth. And some evangelicals, some fundamentalists, if they heard our story or if they do know of our story, think this is because of us deconstructing. We are being punished by God. So it's no different, because their God, they believe their God is just in doing that.
Well, and they think, because that's part of the faith, is you leave the faith, then you're going to be, you got to be driven to your knees in order to come back to God. So life's going to be difficult. And the truth of the matter is that 99% of the time, we're in a great place. We're happy. We're getting along.
Yeah.
It's just,
we get along. We're enjoying life. We're pursuing dreams together. We're pursuing dreams separately. We love time with our kids and those that are around us. We're enjoying life as much as you can when 47 is president.
Yeah, exactly. But we get these speed bumps every now and then, because the rumination comes to a head, and it has to express itself, and the narcissistic tantrum has to come out, so something gets done. And it's like, Jesus Christ, we're doing this again.
Yeah.
All right. And, you know, some of them have been kind of mild little flare-up things here and there. Some of them have been major. Just, I can't believe you went there. That is atrocious behavior, that you would do something like that. And, you know, and them obviously have a little more effect than the minor ones, but it's a speed bump. We work through it. We process it. We get over it.
Because we become more and more resilient. We are more resilient.
And we know what it is. And we know, okay, let's wait a few more months. Something else is going to come down the pipeline. And
I hope not. I hope it just stops. I'm delusional probably, but I just want it to stop.
But that's just the way this works until...
Till what, Dan?
Death. I don't know.
No, I refuse.
I have no idea, you know, until they finally grow tired of it and see that there's no...
Or they could get very sick, and it's not good for their physical body whatsoever.
No, it's not. And it shows.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of it's one of the things we're dealing with now, dealing with all this, and just, it's helped us become stronger, because we're able to process through and think, oh, okay, you know, at first it's like, geez, you know, and it hits you and slaps you around and brings you, it's like, not again, and puts you in a bad state. But then you start to process, think through it, and you're like, okay, this is what's happening. All right, this is why they did this. This is why they did it at this time. This is what they're hoping, you know, and you can see it's predictive. It's like, all right, now I understand it. So what's going to be next, you know?
Really, it's really, just not to be technical, but what's really happening when you're saying you're stronger, we're not stronger like physically, we are, and stronger mentally is being more flexible. We are very flexible. You can throw something at us, we will come back. We will survive it. You know, like if it doesn't kill us, it will make us stronger in the sense of like not more determined to stand there, but we're more flexible. We can be hit and we can come right back. Like I've noticed I've started to pay attention to my recovery, because it's really grief when you get betrayed or something, you know, there's a grief process that you have to go through. And just more resilient, more able, like it's getting shorter and I'm able to like work through it, let the stuff move through my body that needs to move through my body, and then let my mind start to process it and then get to the point of acceptance. Okay, now what? And looking for solutions to whatever we need to, if we need to, like what is the response that we need to have. But that's really when what those who deconstruct experience. Maybe they don't have the language for it. So I'm just giving the words of what is happening is your nervous system is becoming more regulated so it can be flexible. The point is not to be happy all the time. The point is when life hits you, because it will, your grief is part of the living experience. You're going to grieve lots of times throughout your life. Sometimes it's small, like I lost my favorite shirt. Sometimes it's huge, like you lose a loved one. And then sometimes can be outright feel evil. So all of that is being able to come back from that is really, if nothing else, throughout this situation, I'm looking at us and like, man, we have grown for sure. And I think sometimes going through those things is what gives you a chance to look and notice how much you've grown.
Yeah. It's like lifting weights. You put more weight on and you get stronger. So, and that's all that's happening here. And I guess kind of in a reflection on this is, I know this is kind of a personal story, but it kind of speaks a lot to people that may be going through deconstruction, because you're going to be dealing with this stuff where people are going to come after your character. They're going to come after who you are. They're going to try to alter other people's perspectives on who you are. People are being told, Dan and Candy do this. These are the type of people they are. But the thing that I've noticed throughout all this is that the people that we know and respect in our lives, that know us and understand who we are and know our character, stand up for us. And we just let our character show through it, because they see, one, we're not punching down back at or retaliating, because that's just
don't have a desire
behavior.
to. And we don't have a desire for these people to hurt. We just want them to stop hurting, so they stop hurting us. For sure. But it's like, we just want them to just go away from us.
Just live your life. It's fine.
Yes, go live, go enjoy your life like we're enjoying ours. You got to stop thinking about us so much.
And the thing I noticed, though, is that people that are kind of in a common pool that know all of us, the character of these individuals has gone way down.
Oh, yeah, because it's getting exposed.
Because of their actions, and people are starting to see them for who they are. There's people that run into them and meet initial encounters with them are like, that's okay. I know who that guy is for sure. And, and they express
basically they're getting their masks are kind of falling off. A little bit. And people are seeing who they really are. They can't it takes so much energy to keep a mask on that I think you do it for so long, your body physically cannot handle doing it so much. And it's going to peep out, right?
And people are seeing who they are for what they are. And that's something we can take from this, is just stay in your character, stay authentic, stay to who you are. You don't need to retaliate. And some people are like, well, that's weak. You got to fight back. And, they've came close to overstepping some bounds of needing action done upon them.
But do you know how much strength? Think about this. When there's a cycle, right, going, it's easier to stay in the cycle. To retaliate. It is much harder to break the cycle. We have to do something different than what our impulse is. You know what I'm saying? We have to choose something new, and we're building new synapses are happening in our brains. We have to create new wiring, and we have to condition this thing to run this direction. If we want to change the trajectory of our lives, we have to go through this process, period. It is not weak to withhold from to not react. It is great strength, because in your not reacting, you are responding. You're choosing. You have a choice. You can do something or not do something. You know what I'm saying? You always have that choice to do or to not to do. Like we can retaliate. If we decide to retaliate, then you have a bunch more choices you got to answer. But if we decide not to retaliate, we do not have a bunch of questions to answer right now. The choice is to just withhold moving in that direction. And that is it's not as gratifying at the moment. It isn't, to be fair.
No.
It's not as gratifying to our, I don't know,
carnal desires.
for a lack of a better term. But yeah, like you want vengeance, let's just say. You want vengeance, But first of all, nature has a way of taking care of things on its own, and there will be a closure to it for us too, and it will feel just. You know what I'm saying? It will feel just. Whether we are pleased with it or not, it will feel just and fair. And that's what I have to just believe as we go through this. Mm-hmm. I mean, what else? Is that wrong to think that? No, I think justice needs to be served. When you slander somebody, like there needs to be some sort of justice, whether that means you feel shame and you come to your senses and you have to come to us and say, like, we are so sorry. And then your actions have to back up what you say. Mm-hmm. That's that I will definitely move forward with that person.
Yeah.
But until that happened, no.
Yep. So that's a little taste of some we're going through. But I think something for everyone to take through on this personal experience would be that in deconstruction, you have to understand that you're a cycle breaker. And you're breaking some of these century-long cycles that have been built upon and advanced and moved forward. And you're starting to crack through and break them and tear them down so that they don't have the strength that they have anymore. And we're seeing more and more people be these cycle breakers out there that are stepping in and doing it. And it's just, I think the time and age that we're in right now is a bunch of cycle breakers coming out, breaking all these generational curses that are going on.
And I mean, really, that's what it is. And some of it is just thinking, stand still, don't react.
Yeah.
Just stop feeding it into whatever you're doing. If you're in the middle of a battle that you keep having with somebody, whether it's a physical argument, and you've been in the same argument so many times before, and you know how it ends, and the words that'll be said, and stop yourself for a minute and take some breaths to break the cycle for a second, because it'll shock the other person too. If you do something very different, it will shock them and stun them enough then you can take some breaths and you can make a different choice, whether it's, we're not going to talk about this right now, or we know where this ends, let's just stop, or try to see it in a different lens. I don't know. Yeah. But yes, take that with you, that is going to be your job if you choose to. And deconstruction, another way of saying deconstruction is self-awareness. That's really what it is. You become more and more self-aware so that you understand your ego is a perspective that you have. Yep. And everybody else has egos walking around you. You know what I'm saying? And they're seeing it from theirs. And just it's really how you grow and keep changing. And so. Yeah.
So good words to live by. We're out there breaking stuff, be authentic, and just understand where you are. It's tough. It's difficult, but you do get stronger through it. We're living proof of that.
And I wouldn't even say it is difficult. I think it's uncomfortable more than anything. I think that's the best word. It's just really uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to know that some people do believe the slanderous things.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like people thinking that I'm not a kind person or a loving person. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But going around and trying to put all the fires out is not worth it. So we just choose to let them decide for themselves and let our character just speak for itself.
Yep, exactly. So, all right. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a like, hit that subscribe. We'd appreciate it greatly. If you're listening on a podcast device, give us 5 stars. We'd appreciate that greatly too. It just helps out a tremendous amount. And if you got a moment, leave us a message. We love hearing messages from our followers and all that. It lightens our day. And we could use a little light over these last couple of weeks. So lighten us up a little bit. And finally, if you want anything more from the Dan and Can Empire, go to danandcan.com. Click on that. It has everything that we're doing.
And I think we have a link. You don't even have to go there. We should be putting a link in every podcast episode.
Yeah, it's on the bottom of all the stuff that we post. So you can find it there.
Yeah, that's where you can find it best.
So
just
look
go down
in
there
the description. The link will be in there. You'll find it there. So go there, and it's got all the stuff, especially all the Candy stuff with hypnotherapy and blogs and all that. So check that out. And just remember, blood may be thicker than water, but gravy's thicker than both. And gravy's good.
I don't like that. Gross.
It makes life better.
I thought it would be better. Whatever. All right. Bye.
In Jesus' name.
Bye.
In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name. Amen.
Bye.
Bye. Is that what we're saying now?